10 Tampa Bay's Eric Glasser has been in Tampa, South Tampa, Davis Islands, downtown Tampa. Eric, we know it's a mess there.
Dave, it has been, and it is a mess. It's a mess almost anywhere you look, but on Davis Islands, it was unusually, because it just hasn't happened before that the entire island was soaked. It got overrun by the water last night, and it happened quickly. It came up through the basin and just moved its way up the island. Some of the folks that I talked to today tell me that when the water started to come up to their house, they thought, okay, I've got enough time to start moving things out of here. It's probably time to seek drier land, higher ground, if you will. But by the time that they had gathered those things and tried to get out, some of them weren't able to. I'm going to share some of those stories with you coming up in a little bit. First of all, I want to introduce you to a gentleman who has lived on Davis Islands for more than 6 decades, Joseph Gallardo. Joseph, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk with us. I really do appreciate it.
Glad to do it.
Talk to me a little bit about last night. Obviously, as a longtime resident here, that's got to be a harrowing experience.
Well, it was, because it was the first time in my lifetime that I had water in my childhood home, and that I've seen so much water on Davis Island. And like you stated earlier, we were talking to our neighbors, and as we were talking, the water was just gathering around our feet, and we'd go to higher, drier ground, and it would follow us wherever we went. And we went into the house, tried to secure our goods, and before we knew it, we had 2 foot of water in our garage. And luckily, it stayed out of our house by about 12 inches.
I can see, though, you still are doing some of the same dance that a lot of folks in our area are doing right now. You're drying things out.
Drying them out, cleaning them out. The bay water brings in a lot of muck and it's real slippery. Our pool is full of bay water and is a brown color, like everybody else is on Davis Island probably.
This is your childhood town. What was it like for you as you drove around today and looked at the business district on Davis Boulevard and some of the apartment areas and even some of the homes, like you said, where you grew up?
Well, it was heartbreaking. I mean, this is a great neighborhood, and to see it go through what it did yesterday, it was tough.
Yeah, I see you getting a little emotional about this, but I must say, the people coming together has really been inspirational as well.
Well, last night we had a tragedy 2 doors down from us where the house exploded, and that's exactly what happened with 4 or 5 of the neighbors here. We got together, we helped some neighbors that were next to that, and we all gathered on the front porch and waited till the fire to go out and made it safe for everybody to go back home.
And some of those neighbors, I know, even in the middle of a hurricane, were doing what they could to put out that fire.
They were. The neighbor next door was him and his wife had 2 garden hoses and were doing their best to fight it, but it was just a massive fire.
What do you think is the lesson from this storm? Obviously, there's still a lot to go through. People are still processing all of this emotionally, but ultimately, do you think it will change the way that people on Davis Islands approach hurricanes as they come toward us?
Well, it's ironic. This is basically the first storm that we did not evacuate on. Yesterday was my birthday, and it was kind of like we had one of those feelings about why, it came on that day, and we'll heed the warnings next time. We will leave on the next hurricane.
That's something I hear a lot. Yeah, that is something that I hear a lot.
Yeah.
Joseph, thanks for taking time to talk to us. Really do appreciate it. Obviously, the voice of experience there, somebody who, again, has lived on the Davis Islands area for more than 60 years, talking to us about the fact that over that time, there have been storms that have come and gone. The threat of storm surge during those times, it hadn't happened, but everybody here always knew that Davis Islands could go underwater, and now it has. And you hear there from somebody, obviously, who has been here and been through it many times. It's changing attitudes about the storm and getting out when we're told to get out.
Yeah,
reporting live on Davis Islands, Eric Glasser, 10 Tampa Bay.
No doubt heartbreaking and understandably emotional. We had to get that.